According to the World Health Organization, nearly 20% of the global population lives with hearing loss. To talk about how the firm is creating an inclusive environment for our deaf and hard of hearing employees, we're joined by one of our Human Resources Chief Data and Analytics Office Vice Presidents, Jill Spade, and an Office of Disability Inclusion Senior Associate, Dana Randel. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you for having us, Melita.
Jill, you are the Vice Chair of the Accessibility, Deaf, and Hard of Hearing community here at the firm. You're also deaf and have a rather unique type of hearing disability. Can you tell us more about your hearing condition and how it impacts your typical day doing your job?
Yes, I have a unique hearing condition where my audiologists call it a cookie bite hearing loss. Most people who lose their hearing lose those high pitches or low frequencies, and I'm missing the ones in the middle, which are voice tones. My hearing loss is further complicated by two additional disorders. One is called tinnitus, which is ringing in the ears, and the other is hyperacusis. My tinnitus, I have at any time a minimum of six different tones ringing in one ear and five in the other. They don't play the same tune and they change quite often. I would associate this with having two different genres of music, playing death metal in one ear and classical in another, and then trying to dial into a call and listen to what's being said. Tinnitus for me is equally as much of a disability as the hearing loss itself. At times, we all want to get away, close the door, take a deep breath just to get away for a moment. And for me, with the tinnitus, I will never know the sound of silence again.
Dana, you were recently awarded the Careers in the Disabled magazine's 2022 Employee of the Year award for being a trailblazer and an advocate. You have been deaf since birth. Can you talk about how you've helped spread awareness about the deaf and hard of hearing community here at the firm, including your role in creating the Chat Challenge?
So the deaf and hard of hearing community started in about 2011 with myself and two other members. And we have been able to, over the course of 10 plus years, increase our membership globally. And we also have many, many allies. A lot of what we have done has been around our Did You Hear Bulletin, which is a bulletin that we send out monthly to our members that is full of information about different articles of hearing loss, but we also have opened it up in the past 2 years to any and all types of disabilities because it's not just hearing loss that we want to focus on. It's on anyone with a disability. I think for me, the Track Challenge, which was an internal employee program, has been the most eye opening for all of us. It is a global challenge once a year held in September to October. And what we try to do is ask everyone to turn off your voices and write and type. No visual, no verbal. Put yourself in our shoes or in the shoes of somebody who is nonverbal and have a meeting and try to get your points across, your takeaways, your ask, or whatever is being discussed in the meeting to others with the right intent. It's not always easy. And that's why we ask that everyone participate in this challenge.
Jill, what advice do you have for other coworkers with disabilities in terms of how they can create a workplace to thrive in and get the accommodations they need?
Well, the decision to self ID is a deeply personal one. I found that it was the right decision for me. I concealed my disability for longer than I should. And I do believe that what it was an impediment in my career trajectory. At this point, having self disclosed, I was able to get the accommodations I need to be successful. I would say to anyone who is considering whether they need accommodations or not, I encourage you to advocate for yourself. Go through the accommodations process. Be patient. Getting accommodations in place is not a one size fits all. and you will need to work with the firm to make sure that you get the accommodations that are right for you. Be persistent to make sure that you're not settling for something that's just helping a little. Reach and hope that you're going to get technology or other accommodations that will take you to the next level. I know mine take me to one that I never expected.
And Dana, going off of that, what can employees do to create a more inclusive work environment for their coworkers?
Some things that we can all do is if you are a Zoom host organizer, please turn on the live transcript right away when you are opening up the meeting. This avoids anyone having to ask for it to be turned on. Some other things that we can do for our blind low vision community is send out presentations at least 48 to 72 hours beforehand to allow them time to put it through the screen reader. It will be read to them versus us being able to read it very quickly. But most of all, be the ally. For an example, even though my head of the Office of Disability Inclusion does not have a disability, he recently told me a story that was very personal to me. He went to his barber and he has a beard. And if you have a beard, I'm a beard lover, but if the beard goes over the mouth, I can't understand what you're saying. So when he went to his barber, he told his barber that he now had a deaf employee on his team and he needed to make sure that his mouth was totally visible to me at all times. That is being inclusive. That is being an ally. That is being the best manager that you can be. And here at JPMC, we are one JPMC. We are one family. And the best way to be that family is to be exactly that, supportive and inclusive.
Jill Spade, a Human Resources Chief Data and Analytics Office Vice President, and Dana Randel, Office of Disability Inclusion Senior Associate. Thank you both so much for sharing your experiences with us and for being here today.
It's a pleasure, Melita. Thank you.
Thank you for having us, Rita. It's been great.